Hello, dear students. How are you? I think all of you are fine, and we are now facing this COVID-19 problem. So that I am here online to take your lectures. I am Dr. Rajesh Deshmukh, Assistant Professor in Botany, B. Raghunath Arts, Commerce and Science College, Parvani. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on topic viruses. Why I have selected this topic? Actually, this topic is also included in syllabus of BSc first year, and nowadays we are facing a large or big problem about viral infection of COVID-19 disease, which is caused by what we call it as coronavirus. So all of we now are aware about the term virus or the term viruses. So today I will be delivering what are viruses, some historical points about the viruses, or what we say that a history of viruses, and also we will deal with some of the general characters of viruses. In the next period, I will be delivering classification of viruses. So as I am a professor of botany, I will focus on the botanical aspects of the viruses only. So let us start. So the first question comes in mind, that is, what are viruses? So viruses, they are ultramicroscopic intracellular disease causing entities. You can see on the screen also what are viruses. So viruses, they are ultramicroscopic. What is the meaning of ultramicroscopic? Ultramicroscopic, that means they can be seen only under electron microscope. We cannot see viruses with our naked eyes. So we need electron microscope. They are very small. They are smaller than the smallest bacteria. So we are calling them as ultramicroscopic. They are intracellular. That means they live and they multiply inside the living cell. Therefore we call them as intracellular. And the most important point why we are dealing with viruses, that they are the disease causing entities. They cause disease to plants. They cause different diseases to plants, animals, and different types of microorganisms also, like bacteria also. They can also infect bacteria. So therefore viruses, they are having a great importance, and that's why I have chosen this topic, and we are going now we will go forward by taking these points. So now we know that what are viruses? Viruses are ultra microscopic intracellular disease causing entities. How they are made up of? They are made up of one or more molecules of DNA or RNA. Either DNA or RNA. All of we know that DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. We also know that DNA is a genetic material in almost all living organisms. We say generally that DNA is a genetic material in all living organisms except viruses. Therefore, viruses, they may have genetic material as DNA, or they may also have genetic material as RNA. So some of the viruses, they are having genetic material as DNA, and some of them are having RNA. So that DNA is enclosed in a protein coat. Generally, viruses, we call them as obligate parasites. So what are parasites? Those living organisms which cannot prepare their own food material and they are dependent on the living host. We call them as obligate parasites. So viruses, they require a living host for multiplication, and that's why we call them as obligate parasites. They do not have any metabolic system. As we know that every living organism has a metabolic system. For example, in case of human being, we are having a digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system. So such type of metabolic systems, they are not found in viruses. Viruses, they also do not respond to stimuli. They do not respond to stimuli, and they actually do not grow in the usual sense. That means they do not respond to different types of stimuli, and these are some of the points which creates a question that whether the viruses, they are living or non-living. We will discuss this point also in our further slides, and therefore all the aspects of these viruses, their structure, whether they contain DNA or RNA, and different their characteristic features. So we will deal with this in this lecture. So the study of viruses is called as virology. So now, while we are dealing with viruses, we are dealing with the virology. So what are viruses? Viruses, they are ultramicroscopic intracellular disease causing entities. Then we come towards the history of viruses. Actually, viruses were discovered by a Russian botanist Ivanovsky in 1892. He gave the first demonstration about the presence of some unknown ultramicroscopic disease causing organisms. At that time, he was not knowing that these are microorganisms, they are viruses. But he performed an experiment. What he did, he obtained the extracts of tobacco leaves. Actually, at that time, he found that tobacco plants, they were infected by certain microorganisms. So he want to know which type of microorganisms are there which are attacking the tobacco plant, so that he obtained the extracts of the tobacco leaves which are suffering from a disease. That symptom we call it as mosaic symptom. So most of the viral diseases in plants, they produce this type of symptom, mosaic symptom. So he collected the leaves, infected leaves of tobacco plant, he crushed them and he filtered the contents of that leaves, and then he applied that filtrate to the healthy plants, and he found that healthy plants also produced similar type of mosaic symptoms which we have seen in the infected plants. So he therefore demonstrated that the agents which are responsible for the disease, mosaic disease of tobacco, what we call it as tobacco mosaic disease, they are filterable. They are smaller than the smallest bacteria, and that's why a new microorganism in the history of pathology, plant pathology, or in the history of plant diseases has been discovered. And then the investigation was carried out by different scientists. One of the scientists, Beijering, in 1898 called these particles, which were discovered by Ivanovsky, these particles as contagious vivum fluidum, or they may also be called as living infectious fluid. Then Todt and de Herle, these are the two scientists, they use the term viron, or viron actually in Latin it means poison, and therefore they cause poison, they poison the plants and they cause disease. Therefore they used the term viron, and later on, after viron, they were given name viruses. Stanley was another scientist. In 1935, he isolated these viruses which are causing the mosaic disease in tobacco in crystalline form for the first time. So this was about a short or brief history about viruses. So now the most important point in our today's lecture, that general characters of viruses, which I have given here, general characters of viruses. So what are viruses? We know that viruses are ultramicroscopic intracellular disease causing entities or disease causing organisms, microorganisms. So they are having some of the general characters. We should know some of the important general characters of viruses. So which are the general characters? The first general character of viruses is that they are obligate parasites. Just now, earlier slide I told you that what is the meaning of obligate parasite. Viruses are obligate parasites. That means viruses are not free living. They live and multiply only in the living cell. That means viruses need living cells only. They will not multiply outside the body. And that is the most important characteristic feature of viruses. That's why we call viruses as obligate parasites. Then the second point is that they have no cellular organization. That means the protoplasm and cellular organization is absent. What is the meaning of cellular organization? we know that a cell, in case of plants, a cell, it consists of well-developed nucleus. Inside nucleus there are chromosomes, or we call it as chromatin material. There is nucleolus. Inside that cell there are mitochondria, chloroplast, if it is a plant cell, lysosomes, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. So that is an organization of cell. So such type of cell organization cannot be seen in viruses. So that is not present in viruses, and therefore we call them, actually we say that in viruses there is no cellular organization. The third point is, the third general character of viruses is that they do not have no independent metabolism. They have no independent metabolism. That means they do not have their own metabolic system. As earlier I said that there are different metabolic activities which are going inside the body of living organisms. Production of different types of hormones, carrying that hormones to the target organs and to perform a particular function. Digestion is also a metabolic process, respiration, photosynthesis. So these are the metabolic processes which occur in the living organisms. But such a type of metabolic activities, they are not found in viruses. The fourth important general character of viruses is that they have no growth and division. Viruses, they do not increase in their size. Just like human being, we grow in our size, isn't it? We grow in our size. As we grow elder and then we grow in our size. Our body parts also, they grow. In case of plants also, when we sow a seed, it germinates and it forms a plantlet. After a few days we can see that that plantlet is converted into a small plant. And if it is, for example, it is a mango plant, we visit that plant after 5 or 10 years, we can see that that plant has grown into a large tree. So this we call it as a growth, and we call it as increase in size. But in case of viruses, they do not increase in their size. Their genetic material divide inside the host cell. They are having the genetic material. As earlier I have said that they may have genetic material as a DNA or RNA, and that genetic material, it divides and redivides, and we call that process as multiplication. We do not call it as growth. They only can multiply, they do not grow. The next general character is that they are having nucleic acid. As we know that in all living organisms, deoxyribonucleic acid, that we call it as DNA, is a genetic material. But in viruses, some of the viruses, they are having DNA as a genetic material, and some of the viruses, they are having RNA as a genetic material. Or we may actually, both DNA and RNA, they are not present in the same virus, either DNA or RNA. You might be heard that actually in the earlier your classes in 11th and 12th science, you might have studied a virus, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, which causes AIDS in human being. So that virus, we call it as a retrovirus. What is a retrovirus? A virus which has, for example, a virus having a genetic material RNA outside the body, but when it enters into the body of the host, it can change its genetic material from RNA to DNA. That ability of virus to change its genetic material from DNA to RNA or RNA to DNA, that type of viruses we call them as retroviruses. So that is also one of the important characteristic feature of viruses. So what are the general characters of viruses? We will just take a look at this. The first general character of viruses is that they are obligate parasites. Second one, they have no cellular organization. Third one, they have no independent metabolism. Fourth one, they have no growth and division. They have nucleic acid as their genetic material. It may be either DNA or RNA, but both never they are present. Then the next general character is that they have chemical-like structure. They can be crystallized. So this is again one of the interesting characteristic feature of viruses. So in case of plants and animals and other living organisms, they cannot be crystalline. Only viruses, they can be crystalline. We can make crystals of that viral particles. Even in the crystalline form, they retain their infectivity. If we make the crystals of viruses, if we made that viruses crystalline, that viruses can also infect their particular hosts after few years also. So they retain their ability of infectivity for many years also. They are specific in action. The next general character is that they are specific in action. What is the meaning of specific in action? That means viruses, they are having a particular host. A particular virus will infect a particular host. For example, HIV is a virus, human immunodeficiency virus. It will infect only human beings, or it will infect only actually human beings and monkeys which are closer to human beings. For example, in case of plants, we may see the different types of viral diseases like yellow vein mosaic of bhendi, like bean mosaic, tobacco mosaic disease. So if we will take a virus from tobacco mosaic disease and if we will apply that on different crop, it will not infect that crop. For example, yellow vein mosaic of bhendi is caused by a virus, yellow vein mosaic virus. Then actually the name of the virus is hibiscus virus 1. The scientific name is hibiscus virus 1. For example, bean mosaic virus, it is the scientific name of bean mosaic virus is Bacillus virus 1. So these viruses, they are host specific. That means they will infect only to that particular host. So that is also one of the important characteristic feature of viruses. So this COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, it will infect only human being. It will not infect the other animals. Though we hear or we see in WhatsApp University that they are saying somebody is saying that this virus is infecting this animal and this animal, but it is not a true fact. So these viruses, they infect only this virus, they infect only human beings. So this is called as specificity of virus. But in the course of time, virus may get mutated. You should also be knowing what is mutation. Mutation is nothing but sudden heritable change in the genetic makeup of an organism. We call it as mutation. So they may be natural or they may be artificial. So viruses, they show very fast mutations. They change their genetic constitution very fastly as per the requirement and as per the host. And that's why their host specificity may change, but there is no such evidence till that in plant diseases, viruses, they change their host. Therefore, we say that viruses, they always infect a particular organism or particular organ of that organism, and this is called as specificity of viruses. So friends, what we have learned today, we learned what are viruses, we learned some historical account of viruses, and we also learned general characters of viruses. So what are viruses? They are nothing but viruses are ultra microscopic intracellular disease causing entities. They cause diseases to plants, animals, and also some bacteria. We call such viruses as bacterial viruses. So in today's lecture, what we have seen what are viruses, historical account of viruses, and general characters of viruses. So we will stop here, and in the next my next video we will discuss classification of viruses. Okay, so thank you.